And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Dub is a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
Oh, crystal ball, so stupid.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this...
Brandon, I agree.
So today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched, it's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could.
But the real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb.
I hate the white man. He's of the devil. He was made in a cave in the worst parts of Europe, produced from the lowest forms of humanity.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Testing. Testing. Testing, 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 testing. Testing. Hello? Is this thing on? Testing. Testing. Do you read? Testing. Setting the show up. This is a show. Got a show. And I'm going to press the transition button. Whoa! Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of the Above It All live broadcast experience. I am your host, Andrea. I have not had any coffee yet today, so let me speed drink. All right. So, let me, I'm trying to get my caffeine in. Trying to live my life. I'm trying to live my goddamn life here. I'm just trying to be alive. Trying to live. And there you go. That's the idea. That's the goal. The goal is to live. I like to live. I prefer to live. If I could choose not to live, I would not make that choice. Because I love to live. So anyway, I'm live here while living. I told you, farmers, this is an announcement that was made like weeks ago. Weeks ago. The elephant has been retired. It has many cracks in it, and to prevent further damage, it will be retired. Today, I am planning on filming and producing an episodic installation of Cooking with the B Word. So that should be up tomorrow. So throwing that out there. That's throwing it out. It was in. Now it's out. Of course, I say the B word just in case Ben Burgess is watching. I don't want to offend him. So anyway, so I got a program here. I'm doing a show. Let me get comfortable. I'm doing a show. So let's start the show. Let's give the show a start. Let's start the show. And so Ukrainian President Zelensky was at the Grammys. Isn't that great? I don't remember which one's the Grammys. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea what the Grammys or the Oscars was like before like the Will Smith thing. Like that made me actually look into which one is which. So, but anyway, so we got a show here, and so I'd like to get into the show, now, so let's start the show. So, Sarah Palin, again, Lauren Boebert's original prototype version, running for Congress, I covered this yesterday, and has the complete and total endorsement of Donald Trump, the Orange Man, and also the loser of the 2020 election. Sarah Palin and Donald Trump have a lot in common. They both ran for the White House and lost. So, with that being in mind, let's read. Former President Donald Trump has endorsed former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin in her bid for Alaska's congressional seat just days after she announced her candidacy. Sarah Palin is tough and smart and will never back down, and I am proud to give her my complete and total endorsement, Trump said in a Sunday night statement, Fox News reported. Trump also encouraged all Republicans to unite behind this wonderful person and our campaign to put America first. Palin, the 2008 Republican vice presidential nominee, is looking to make a political comeback after more than a decade out of office. Does this mention her attempt at a reality TV show? She will run in a crowded special election for Alaska's only seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, left vacant when longtime Rep. Don Young died 2 in March. Died 2 in March? Why is there 2 here? Died 2 in March. Rep. Don Young died 2 in March. What the fuck? What does that mean? He died 2 in March. Why is 2 there? He died in March. Did he die twice? Did he die and then get brought back to life and then go oh God, send me back, and then he died again? What the fuck? died 2 in March. That's interesting. This is, of course, coming from the New York Post. Excellent writers. After representing the state in Washington for 49 years, I'm in this race to win and join the fight for freedom alongside other patriots willing to sacrifice all to save our country, Palin said in announcing her candidacy on Friday. So as you can see, Sarah Palin looking pretty good. She's looking, she's got the whole sunglasses thing going on. She looks like she just walked off the set of another reality TV show. So that's cool. Palin served as Alaska's 9th governor. She got the first 10. She got in the first 10 governors. From 2006 until 2009, when she suddenly resigned. She endorsed Donald Trump for president in 2016, and Trump said Sunday, "Now it's my turn to endorse her." And you have Trump. Once again, they both lost a presidential election. So they've got that in common. But anyway, so there you go. All hell is unfolding and breaking loose, and we're all going to die. And also, Rep. Don Young died too in March. That's a very important part of the story that really could not be any more underscored. That he died too in March. I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means. It means something, but I don't know. So anyway, drinking my coffee this morning, I have yet to become caffeinated. I'm still losing it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm losing it, and I gotta find it. So I'm looking for it. I gotta find it because as of this current moment, I'm losing it. So. Damn. Got mass shootings everywhere. Minnesota, California. So apparently a shooting in Italy. Wait, no, it's an Italian village in America. Man found dead in a dumpster. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. This should be interesting. Larry Hogan, the Republican governor of Maryland. That's right, folks. Maryland, the state that has 2 Democratic senators, like a lot of Democratic Congress members, has a Republican governor. Why is that the case? You might ask, real quick before we get into this clip. Why is that the case? Well, Maryland, a lot of people who live and work in Washington, D.C., live in Maryland. And when you interact with the DC bubble, your brain breaks. You become a crazy person. You become out of touch with reality. You have some sort of induced psychosis. You do not know what it's like to be a regular person living around in this world. And so that makes you vote for Democratic senators and Republican governors. That's what happens. These are DC bubble brain doofuses that vote for Republican governors and Democratic senators. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, that being said, of course, as that is the case, right, Maryland is a pretty Democratic state. Again, for whatever reason, they've got a Republican governor. It's like, Vermont and Massachusetts also. Like, what the fuck? But also, because of that, though, Larry Hogan is not a Trump Republican. He was considering in 2020 running alongside Bill Weld and Joe Walsh, but ultimately chose not to. He has said he might leave the door open to run in 2024. This guy is like a never Trump Republican kind of guy. But also, like, when Trump was in office, he did not shy away from him. Again, he's a Republican. This is all a branding exercise. What he's trying to do here, right? What he's trying to do is he's trying to brand himself as different than the loony fascist Ron DeSantis types. This is the suit and tie fascism that Larry Hogan is presenting. So anyway, this is him talking about Ron DeSantis's new legislation. Let's watch.
Your fellow Republican governor, DeSantis.
And of course, this is a clip from Sarah Reese Jones that works she is the boss of Politics USA. This is from CNN, and yet there's only one audio channel. I can only hear this in my left ear. So that's crazy. So please bear in mind that this is, again, the boss of Politics USA. Apparently can only use one audio channel. So that's all I got.
Your fellow Republican governor, DeSantis in Florida, he suggested that he will retaliate against Disney after it criticized Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill, which bans certain instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in the classroom. What's your reaction to that? And then more broadly, what do you make of that legislation?
Well, I didn't really actually see the details of the legislation, but the whole thing seems like just a crazy fight. I'm not sure. It concerns me. DeSantis is always talking about he was not demanding that businesses do things, but he was, telling the cruise lines what they had to do. He was telling local schools what they had, mandating, and now he wants to criticize Disney for expressing, how they feel about that bill. I mean, they have every right to it. We have a thing called freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
They can come out and say what they think. I think the bill was kind of absurd and not something that would have happened in our state.
So that's interesting. I like when Republicans fight each other. Now, again, at the end of the day, suit and tie fascism versus I'm fucking crazy, look at my Looney Tunes behavior fascism. They're both fascists. Every Republican is a criminal. Every Republican is a Nazi. That is, of course, not a joke. If you want to find me an exception, I would love to see an exception to that rule. Larry Hogan, of course, one of the best Republican governors when it comes to COVID policies and restrictions, but also, again, a Republican governor, so did a really horrible job at managing COVID. Of course, Larry Hogan got into this big public fight with Donald Trump over like COVID masks or whatever shipments. That was fun. But again, this guy's fucking Looney Tunes. He's trying to brand himself. He's, again, trying to maybe set the stage to run in 2024 because he's already hit his second term in Maryland. So he's like, what could I do? Maybe if I run in 2024, so he's trying to like leave the door open. That's what this is. But again, let's talk about the Don't Say Gay law thing, right? Now, again, Maryland, a lot of gay people in Maryland. You might, D.C. has a lot of gay people. Virginia, Maryland, the area filled with gays. There's steeped in gayness. Like when you it's like when you like have a sponge, right? And you just squeeze the sponge and all the water comes out. That's what would happen in Maryland. If you squoze the state, a bunch of gays would come out because it's full of gays. And so, Larry Hogan, again, trying to be like that kind of like both sides, moderate Republican. There's really no such thing as a moderate Republican. Tax policies and how they treat the homeless and minorities is still garbage. But, again, they'll try to signal that they're not that bad, and that's really what you got to watch out for. These are like the suit and tie, look at me, I'm so special, kind of Republican, versus the openly wearing it on your sleeve, I'm a motherfucking crazy bitch, like Ron DeSantis or Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. He's trying to take that, Mitt Romney approach, but again, Mitt Romney, that kind of approach, the moderate Republicans are still Republicans. They're still Nazis. They're still fascists. They just have a different brand. They have a different strategy of achieving fascism and totalitarian rule. And, again, we need to understand that. I think it's important to understand. There is no such thing as a good Republican. There's like maybe 5 good Democrats maybe in the whole country. So, as compared to 0 good Republicans in the whole country. So I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway, there you go. Larry Hogan, governor fight. It's a governor fight. It's happening. They're fighting, right? Like, whoa. So, got a show going on, doing a program. I'm trying to caffeinate myself. I'm trying to caffeinate myself right now because I did not do so earlier. Mila is very, very upset with this Kyle Kulinski clip. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why she is so upset about this clip.
Oh, crystal ball, so stupid.
I don't know why that would be upsetting to you. But there you go. Anyway, got a show going on. I was planning on doing the show, this programmatic experience. I planned on it. It's possible that I will do the show. It's possible. It's theoretical that I will do the show. Let's go, Bodan! I agree. Let's go, Bodan. I agree. Bodan, are you ready for the Doom streams? I'm going to start that this week. I don't know what day of the week yet. Bodan, what day of the week would work best for you? That clip is like from 2012 during Crystal Ball's run for Congress. Aren't you doing the show right now? Oh, fuck. I forgot. Damn it, you're right. I am doing the show right now. Son of my bitch. Son of my bitch. Son of my bitch. I'm doing a show. All right, so we got a program here, a programmatic experience. I cannot teach. In Florida, LGBTQ educators fear fallout from new school law. Following the enactment of what critics call the Don't Say Gay law, some LGBTQ teachers have quit the profession altogether. So I want to read this article. These are the results of anti-gay, anti-trans legislation. It's a bad deal. Last month, a group of parents in Orlando, Florida, demanded consequences against 6th grade science teacher Robert Tholender. His crime? Tholender acknowledged his marriage at school. Now, again, we need to talk. The Don't Say Gay bill, right, is apparently supposed to affect kindergarten to 3rd grade. Now, when I was in school, right, now I'm 25, right, so I was not in school that long ago, we had sexual education in 5th grade. Now, I don't know what it is in Florida. I was raised in New Jersey. Now, again, sexual education that we had in 5th grade, horrible. We didn't have anything in middle school or high school. It was just in 5th grade. That was it. And it was horrible. There was no details. It was basically like, all right, this is what a penis is. That's it. You know, it gets big sometimes. Whoa, that's crazy. Right? That's pretty much all they told me in 5th grade. So again, keep in mind, this is in 6th grade. The Don't Say Gay law should only apply to kindergarten to 3rd grade. That's like, the parents are like, oh, they're too young. They're too young. They're too young. Oh, they're too young. Right? So here we are, 6th grade. Someone acknowledged that they're married. Now, again, this is exactly what I'm saying. When I was in school, again, not that long ago, I think I had like maybe one male teacher, 2, I think, throughout my entire schooling career, 3 actually, and the rest were women. And many times, though, I don't think I had any gay teachers, but many times, people, teachers' husbands would come to the school during like maybe the last couple weeks of school. They would come in and bring like snacks and cookies, because the last couple weeks of school, usually you don't do anything. You just kind of watch movies all day just to run out the clock. Throughout, the school year, sometimes they would drop things off. And every once in a while, I would see one of my teachers kiss their spouse on the cheek. Heterosexually, of course. Now, again, the Don't Say Gay bill does not specifically call out homosexuality. It tries to do the both sides thing, where it's like, oh, we just can't mention any sexuality. But, of course, that doesn't matter because it's the enforcement that is important. No one's going to cry and whine to school boards if a heterosexual marriage is referenced, right? But they will when a homosexual marriage is referenced. So why I'm giving you all this context is because this is crazy. This is crazy. Let me read the story. He married a man. This alone is not an issue. Sharing the details with all his 6th grade students is the issue. Now, what are the details? Well, again, they were absent from school while they got married, came back. The students asked, why were you absent? They said, I got married. Those are the details. Parents wrote in a letter to their children's school board, which was shared with NBC News. It was not appropriate. Many of these students felt very uncomfortable with the conversations and shared this with their families. Many people are saying the gay man was steeped in gayness. He got the gay all over the walls. He walked in and he smelled like gay. That alone is not the issue. But what the issue is that we know he's gay. If he were gay and didn't tell anyone, that would be fine. I don't care what people do, but he told us that he was gay. Had Thallander just said, we will be out for a few days because he was getting married, no problem, the letter continued. But to discuss the details, now again, what are details? Like, was this guy saying that we had like a 36-hour sex romp? Like, what are the details? What details could this teacher have possibly given? And create an uncomfortable situation for the students with no benefit to teaching his subject matter is inappropriate. Now again, there's no evidence for this. There's no data points. Right? There's no evidence that even kids were upset. This is just one parent making a bunch of shit up. Thallander denied having discussed his marriage since he and his husband tied the knot in March of last year, aside from acknowledging it when he was asked. No action was taken against him by the school leaders, who defended him several days later with a letter of their own. He said, nevertheless, the incident prompted Thallander to make this school year his last after 11 years of working in Florida as a teacher. Quote, a lot of trust is given to teachers, and it made it seem like I wasn't trusted because there's something wrong with me for being gay. He said it makes it seem like being gay is something vile or disturbing or disgusting when it's described as making children uncomfortable knowing that I'm married to a man. It hurt. While the Orlando parents did not succeed in having Thallander disciplined or ousted, he and other LGBTQ teachers in the state worry that newly signed state law titled Parental Rights in Education, but dubbed by critics as the Don't Say Gay law, will galvanize parents to take similar actions against them. In fact, Thallander said he believes the parents who complained about him were emboldened by the bill even before it was signed into law. So again, they take a story that they may have heard months ago, right? And they're like, oh, well, now's my time. And again, just because they didn't get fired or reprimanded in an official fashion, they were bullied out of their job. This is the goal of these fascists, is they want to deny that gay people exist. They do not want their kids to learn about gay people existing. They want to hide that gay people exist. This is the don't ask, don't tell philosophy rearing its ugly head once again. With the new law in place, teachers feared that in talking about their families or LGBTQ issues more broadly, pointed letters will be the least of their worries. The law, blah, blah, blah. Lawmakers who support the law, I don't care what they have to say. Nicole Solomon, 28, taught 4th grade in Miami-Dade County for more than 4 years. As HB 1557 passed through the legislature, she quit. Solomon, a lesbian, said that after months of having taught virtually throughout the coronavirus pandemic, the law was the straw that broke the camel's back. The law would erase me as an LGBTQ teacher, she said. Nobody would be able to know, which then puts me in the closet, and I'm there 7 hours a day, if not more, 5 days a week. I wouldn't be able to be who I am. And I don't think I can bear to see students struggle and want to ask me about these things and then have to deny them that knowledge. That is not who I am as a teacher. So it's easier to just quit than to spend your entire teaching career struggling and not being able to actually do your job. Now, again, this is going to cause a mass exodus of teachers in Florida. They're probably going to go to other states. Or they're just going to quit the profession altogether. And what this is going to do is it's going to result in those that are remaining. It's a purge, what this is. It's a pogrom of the educational variety. What they are trying to do is purge all non-Christian, neo-fascist approved ways of being alive. So the kids don't know. They want kids to suffer. They want gay kids to suffer. to not know what being gay is. They want gay kids to think that they're straight. They don't want gay kids to be able to be happy. They don't want gay kids to be able to learn about other gay people because, again, I went to school not that long ago. I'm 25 years old. And so I was not taught anything about gayness or being trans. I was not taught anything at all. Not a single passing reference in any history book or anything ever. It was completely erased when I was in school, and I'm 25. So again, imagine what it was even, 30, 40, 50 years ago, right? So this is like a very new thing that now people younger than me, some of them have the ability to learn that gay people exist when they're in school. And that can have an extremely positive effect on their lives because they don't have to spend years of their life not knowing what the fuck's going on with themselves. And so that is an extremely valuable thing. And of course, it makes the fascists upset because they don't want that. They want gay people to either stop existing or just not let anyone know. They preferred when gay people were in the closet, when if you talked about being gay, you would be beaten to death and thrown off a bridge. That's their ideal scenario. They do not want gay people to exist. They want them to exist, but only in private, which is, again, basically not existing at all. So again, not only is this bill going to cause people to be fired and quit, but there are people that are just going to, to be fired, but there are people that are just going to quit because it's too stressful having to walk on eggshells just trying to do your job, just trying to make kids' lives better, happier, and more educated. And again, this is fascism. This is full stop Nazi Germany shit. I need people to understand that. A lot of people don't know what this is. This is neo-Nazi garbage. That's what it is. This is an attempted genocide of LGBT people. That's what this is. So what I mean by genocide, right? It is a cultural genocide in the sense that they are not necessarily trying to kill human beings, but what they are doing is they are trying to kill everything that relates to these human beings' ways of life. Again, gay people have existed all throughout human history. There are gay animals. There are probably gay plants. We just don't know how, everything is gay. The world is gay. There have been trans people for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. There were trans people before there was language in humanity, in human evolution, right? But they don't like that. They prefer to have the Christian fascist way of life where there's nothing different. You're taught and you're told to do everything, and you're told what to think, you're told what to believe, you're told how to act. That's what they want, right? So again, are they trying to kill gay people? Some Republicans are. Again, some Republicans are trying to pass laws that say if you're trans, you're not allowed to go to a doctor under the age of 21. 21! You can't have health care if you are queer. If you are 20 years old, you are too young to go to the doctor. If you're queer, according to these Republicans. So in that instance, that is a literal genocide, as in it results in the deaths of human beings. But at the very least, what they're attempting to do is a cultural genocide. And that is an extremely important thing to understand. This is genocide. These are Nazis. These are fascists. There is no alternative viewpoint of this. That is it. That is factual. That is objective analysis of reality. And if that offends you, then you're a fucking piece of garbage. So, there you go. It needs to be understood the effects of this legislation. Not to mention, of course, suicides, which are an indirect yet also direct result of this kind of stuff. Just scrolling the news. How's everyone doing? Today, I'm on my game. Am I? I feel like I'm losing it. I'm not caffeinated. I'm speaking slowly. Am I on my game? I know what'll help me out. There we go. Goddamn seltz. All right. I want to provide an update. I'm taking Max the dog to the vet today. And we're going to get some updates. And we're going to, try to figure out what's going on with his, I have a pet. His name is Max. Max has a pet, and those are like a bunch of worms in his heart and organs. So we're going to see what we can do about his pets today. Today I'm planning on filming and producing Cooking with the Bitch to upload tomorrow morning. That's the goal. Though I will say, depending on how the Max situation goes, I might delay that until tomorrow. It's possible. But this week is the deadline for that. It'll happen this week. At least I'm not red. I mean, I don't know why you're so mean to me, Bodan. I don't when I drink a lot of caffeine, my capillaries start flushing. It's just, that's what happens. I got goddamn capillaries. I'm white as fuck. That's what happens, I would like to announce as well that I got a little drunk last night. That's right. I drank alcoholic beverages, with alcohol, and no hangover. I tried too. I didn't have any water all day. I had maybe a couple cans of seltzer, and I was thinking I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna get a hangover. I woke up, no hangover. So I don't know what's going on. But apparently I'm an alcoholic. That's what people tell me. So no hangover, no consequences for my horrible actions. So there you go. Uh-oh. Now that's interesting. That I see this article pop up in my newsfeed as I talk about that. It's like Google's listening. Anyway, let's check this out. Let's just read. Let's learn together. 6 telltale physical traits of a heavy alcohol drinker, according to experts, from brittle hair to skin blotches. Clinical psychologist Gary Lynn Utter grew up in Kensington, Pennsylvania, one of Philadelphia's grittiest corners, where her family ran a bar that opened at 7 a.m. and closed at 2 a.m. every day. Okay. You can develop wrinkles earlier in life. Old elephants with more wrinkles around the eyes and skin as they age. Giant elephants have freckles, discolorations of the skin. So here I am learning that elephants are alcoholics, and also, I like elephants. I wouldn't mind looking like an elephant. That's cool. Alcohol is diuretic, meaning it causes your body to lose water, leading to dehydration, and dehydrated skin tends to sag and wrinkle. You have a reddish face. Bodan, let's go Bodan. I agree. You should avoid rosacea triggers like spicy foods. Whoa! I had hot sauce this morning. Utter recalls the men at her family's bar, fittingly named Utter Nonsense. Sporting rosy faces is almost like the capillaries around the nose and cheeks would start to burst. Oh no, my capillaries! My capillaries! That's common among alcohol misusers. When skin gets inflamed, it produces a condition called rosacea. He said rosacea is characterized by redness on the face. Among people with darker skin tones, it can present as stinging or burning or sensation. Whoa. I also eat a lot of hot sauce. A lot of hot sauce, actually. I had hot sauce this morning for breakfast.
Oh, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce. Oh, seriously, hot sauce.
There you go. Let's keep reading. Your hair and nails become brittle. What does that mean, brittle? What is brittle? How do you test if it's brittle? Dehydration also affects your skin and nails. Now, I just want to say, 75% of Americans are dehydrated. So if this article is just talking about what dehydration does, right? 75% of Americans dehydrated? So, let's check this out. Hair snaps easily. Psh. Oh, we're good. The right amount of vitamins. I love vitamins. You may have stained or yellow teeth. Oh, come on. What do you think? I mean, I also drink coffee. So, that's probably... I would say the coffee does more of the staining than the alcohol. But that's just me. That's just me. Even if you're not a wine drinker, the acid in alcohol eats away tooth enamel. Oh, God. Your belly is disproportionate to the rest of your body. Oh. Beer drinkers aren't the only ones prone to beer bellies. What do y'all think? Is it possible? Is it possible? Help! Oh no! What is the algorithm trying to tell me? Because alcohol in all its forms increases estrogen production and decreases testosterone production. Well, that's what I'm after. This is telling me to drink more, which is linked to increased breast tissue and truncal obesity, or fat around the middle, particularly in men. Compared to the fat just under the skin throughout the body, belly fat surrounds inner organs and is associated with higher risk of serious conditions. You can't exercise it off either. The problem isn't in the gym, it's in the fridge. Your skin has a yellow tint. Whoa! Jaundice? I thought there were 6 reasons. I'm on like reason 8 now. What the fuck? Before alcohol misuse gets to that point, seek help. Alright, y'all. I'm seeking help. Someone help me. I'm losing it. So anyway, there you go. Multiple signs that you are probably an alcoholic. So, you know, I don't think any of those apply to me yet. But also, I'm young. So what are you going to do? Bodan, I know you left a novel on my video. Andrea is sometimes irresponsible when it comes to drugs and alcohol consuming and mentioning it live. Maybe. It's possible. I always try to tell people to do their own research. You know, I don't think anyone in my audience is dumb enough to, like, think, oh, Andrea loves this drug, so I'm going to do it. But that said, I don't think drugs should be stigmatized. I like drugs. I like to consume drugs. I like a variety of drugs. So for me, I don't know. I like to talk about it. I think it's part of the human experience. I think drugs are one of the most interesting things about being alive. I personally, and maybe I shouldn't, maybe that's a bad thing, right? Like maybe that is a sign of some other mental illness. But personally, I mean, I'm drinking a drug right now. I'm drinking caffeine. What does caffeine do? It speeds me up. I'm upping it up. I'm going like, that's what caffeine does. This is great. This is cool. This is awesome. Hell yeah. No, Paladin's fucking a year older than me. I think Tyler's the only one younger than me in this whole fucking goddamn chat room. God damn it, Bilb. I'm being influenced to take mushrooms. Oh, god damn it. It's happening. Alright. Okay. Alright. I don't know why The Google algorithm served me up to that, but my brain is totally on drugs. I learned it from watching you. Oh no. Oh no. It's happening. Yo, why is my hair like this? What's going on here? Whoa. What is that? Is this like a new style? An accidental style? It's crazy. What's going on there? That's all I got. All right. Let's talk about this. It's becoming brittle. Oh no. I drank like maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Is that bad? Should I not do that? I don't know. 2 to 3 times a week? I don't know. Anyway. Folks, we're going to be talking about, that's right, the slap. That's right, everyone. It's happening again. It's happening again. I wanted to cover Amy Schumer's reaction to the slap too, but I'm just going to mention it in passing here. Amy Schumer apparently taking a month off of everything because she is traumatized. So, just throwing that out there. But anyway, Will Smith projects reportedly stalled or under threat after Oscar's slap. Yo, so the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this is cancel culture. It's happening. Someone finally is getting canceled. I've been waiting. I've been fucking waiting for the cancel culture. Finally, someone has been fucking canceled. No, I want to talk. This is crazy to me. Like, this is crazy to me. I'm going to read this a little bit, and then I'm going to get into this. This is fucking nuts. Some high-profile projects linked to the actor Will Smith are stalled or under threat after his violent slap. Fucking violent. Violent slap. Like, I mean, like, the language here, man. Like, again. Like we gotta talk about this shit. Like, when police kill someone. When police shoot people with guns and end their lives, their hearts stop beating blood, and they bleed to death and die, right? Mainstream media will report that, like, oh, you know, officer involved shooting, you know, leaves, you know, injured. Yet, when someone who is a friend of someone else lightly slaps someone on the cheek, that's a violent slap. Like, I can't with this fucking shit. A violent slap. That's so over the top. Of comic Chris Rock. During the recent Oscars ceremony, Hollywood media outlets have reported the moves would be the latest blow to Smith after the altercation on stage at the 94th Academy Award show, which followed Rock making a joke mocking Smith's wife, actor Jada Pinkett Smith, and her medical condition, alopecia, which causes hair loss. Streaming giant Netflix has slowed development on its upcoming action thriller Fast and Loose, which Smith was set to star in. Variety reported the movie trade publication said that a search for a new director for the film has been paused and added. It remains uncertain. There are people that have won Oscars that are fucking pedophiles and rapists. And you can still watch their movies. And they're still making movies. Like, I mean, like, man, I really, this fucking shit is why I can't deal with, like, modern culture at all. Like, I don't listen to new music really at all unless, like, no one ever heard about it. I don't really watch new movies at all unless, like, it's something that's remotely, like, I can't stand this discourse. It's mind-numbing. It's so ridiculous. Now, again, people like J.K. Rowling, who advocates for a genocide against transgender people, is pro-conversion therapy and torture. She's allowed to get movie deals television shows, video game adaptations. Someone like Dave Chappelle, who mocks dead minorities for entertainment, is allowed to get 5 extra specials. His last special is so-called final special ever, where he mocks dead trans people, right? Well, it's no longer his final special. Now he gets 5 more. That's fine, right? And again, there are many directors, actors that are rapists. I mean, like, there are many comedians that are sexual assaulters. Like that one dude, I forget his name, but the guy that, like, whips his dick out at, like, fucking meetings or whatever. That motherfucker is still rich, famous, and doing movies and shows and shit, and stand-up shows. Right? Like, but one time, one guy says, okay, maybe you should shut the fuck up, and then lightly slaps them on the face. And they're fucking, this is now cancel culture actually exists. Like, I mean, I can't with this fucking shit. I can't with this shit. Like, you can fucking, like rub your sperm all over women, making them extremely uncomfortable and probably traumatized. You're good. You're chill. Greatest comedian ever. But if you slap someone for making a really bad fucking joke about someone that you love and cherish, all of a sudden, like, I mean, again, it's not like Will Smith ran up there, tackled him, and beat the shit out of him, like, oh! He went up, slapped him once, and walked away. It was very controlled. It was symbolic more than anything. It wasn't like he was in a fit of rage. If he was in a fit of rage, he would have fucking jumped up there and beat the shit out of him. Like, anybody, I'm sorry, anybody that is, like, criticizing Will Smith at this point, you are a fucking loser. I mean, I went from not caring about this at all to being like, I am staunchly pro Will Smith now. Like, Will Smith is my favorite actor. WTF, I love Will Smith. The Hollywood Reporter also said that Apple Plus has declined to comment on its drama Emancipation about escaping from slavery, which had been expected to be released this year starring Smith, but has not been They're going to not produce a film about slavery because one of the people involved slapped someone. What's worse, slavery or slapping people? What? How many actors, musicians, etc., famous celebrities have had DUIs on their record? Can someone answer me this question? In my opinion, a DUI is way worse than slapping someone. Whether or not you hurt anyone if you're driving drunk, you could theoretically kill an extremely large amount of people, and it's so reckless, it's so dangerous, and yet almost everyone in Hollywood has got DUIs on their record. What the fuck? The Film News magazine also said that Sony is pausing its Smith-linked action film Bad Boys 4. First of all, I didn't even know there was a Bad Boys 3. So, I got a lot of catching up to do. But, that being said, what the fuck? What? As the fallout from the controversy continues, Smith last week resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, saying that he betrayed the trust of the Academy and will accept any further consequences. In a statement released Friday, Smith said his actions were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. I disagree. I think he's getting canceled for an unnecessary thing. In my opinion, I think a lot of comedians need to get slapped. Now again, a slap is symbolic. You can't fucking, like, kill someone with a fucking slap. You have, like, people like Jimmy Dore saying, like, if Will Smith did that to me, I would have died. Like, these motherfuckers, I'm traumatized by this. If Will Smith ran up there and, like, kicked fucking Chris Rock in the balls and then just beat the shit out of him, punching him in the head and knocked his teeth out, that would be a whole different story. It was what he walked up, slapped him very softly one time, and then walked away. What is with these uppity fucking crybaby celebrity liberal fucking cocksuckers that are like, this is violence. Oh my god, I've never seen violence this insane. I would argue that being homeless is more violent than getting slapped by your friend for making a bad joke. I have seen more violence at family reunions, family gatherings, and get-togethers, where people dusted themselves off and just, got over it afterward. Has anyone ever been to a bar? Like, how out of touch do you have to be? Again, so I don't care about this other than the fact that the reaction to this is so utterly fascinating and insane that I can't help but comment on it. It is so insane to me. It is so insane that people are over, like, this is like, a natural disaster. Like, this is like the worst thing that's ever happened. Like, should he have done it? Honestly, at this point, I'm willing to just be contrarian and say sure. Like, I'm willing to say, yeah, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, I think sometimes comedians do need to face some consequences for the shit that they say. Now, is that meaning, like, you should get slapped or beaten up? I don't think so necessarily. But, like, this is such, like, a fucking, like, clutching of pearls overreaction. So, I wanted to talk about that. I gotta watch Bad Boys 3 now. So, tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing a Bad Boys 3 review. No, I'm just joking. I gotta watch Bad Boys 1 and 2 again. It's been a long time. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, I mean, like, we got, like, there's fucking war going on. There's, like, drone strikes. There's a pandemic. That's whatever. Someone getting slapped on television is the most violent thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you think, like, again, the Amy Schumer one really fucked with me, man. Like, let me look this up. I gotta look. I'm just, like, side one. Like, I can't with this shit, man. Like, I really can't. I can't with this shit. Like, okay. I'm sorry, just real quick, sideline. Oscars co-host Amy Schumer says she's triggered and traumatized after Will Smith slap incident. Like, I mean, like, I'm sorry. Like, am I the crazy one here? Like, again, if Will Smith beat the shit out of him, maybe. But, like, traumatized? I'm traumatized? Traumatized. Like, I'm traumatized from getting the shit beat out of me by my parents as a kid. I wouldn't say I'm traumatized by looking at someone getting hit on television. If that's enough to traumatize you, then fuck. I don't know, man. Like, I just... Maybe I'm a little insensitive, maybe. But fuck me. Now that I agree with. Courtney? My God. Anyway, so... There you go. I thought that was so fascinating. I really wanted to comment on it again. I'm sorry. All right. All right, y'all. Spaceman. Space Lord. Not to be confused with the Monster Magnet hit. Elon Musk has bought 10% of Twitter. Twitter shares soar more than 21% after Elon Musk takes 9% stake in social media company. So, Elon Musk posted a poll on his Twitter account saying if, like, Twitter is free speech or not, or what, some stupid fucking shit. Musk owns 73,486,938 shares of Twitter, which represents 9.2% passive stake in the company. The stake is worth $2.89 billion based on Twitter's closing price Friday. The Musk buy comes less than 2 days after Musk criticized the company, polling people on Twitter whether Twitter adheres to free speech. Well, this is going to be fun. Now, again, I am an Elon hater. I hate Elon Musk. I think if Elon Musk were to suffer some serious medical condition and disappear from society, I'm not saying he should die. I'm just saying, like, if he, like, went, like, the Jordan Peterson route and got, like, addicted to drugs and, like, disappeared for years or something, I think that would be pretty good. I think that would be a net positive for society. Right? That being said, this is going to be fun to watch. I'm not a Twitter fan by any means. I think Twitter is relatively garbage, but, a lot of people, especially in my position as a podcast, a lot of people feel shackled to social media because it's a way that they advertise their shows and stuff. And it's also, it's fun to tweet, but I think Twitter is a pretty toxic website. I think the people that use Twitter are overall pretty toxic. And it really takes a strong willpower to not fall into it. That being said, outspoken Tesla CEO Elon Musk purchased a giant stake in Twitter that makes him the largest outside shareholder in the social media stock, not long after criticizing the company for what he said was its failure to uphold the tenets of free speech. Musk owns, blah, blah, I already said that, which represents 9.2% of passive stake in the company, according to Securities and Exchange Commission 13G filing released Monday. The stake is worth $2.89 billion based Twitter's closing Twitter. I mean, okay. The purchase comes less than 2 weeks after Musk criticized the company, polling people on Twitter about whether it adheres to free speech principles. Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles and fundamentally undermines democracy, Musk tweeted. What should be done? Late last month, Musk also said he was considering building a new social media platform. But why build a new one when you can just buy the old one? Right? That makes sense to me, right? You have enough money to do whatever you want. Why make it, like, Trump tried to make a new social media website. Trump, the former goddamn. That's not going so well. So if you got more money than Trump, because Trump's a fake billionaire, he's actually kind of broke. But, if you got more money than Trump, why not buy the old one? Just buy it. I can do whatever I want. I'm Elon Musk. I can just buy it. Fuck it. Whatever. While it is classified as a passive stake, investors were bidding shares higher on the chance this could lead to something more. Twitter stock surged more than 21% this morning. Musk could try to take a more aggressive stance here on Twitter, Wedbush analyst Dan Ives said on Monday, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Musk is a frequent user of Twitter and has more than 80 million followers on the platform. However, some of his tweets have gotten the Tesla chief into hot water over the years. Reminder, he got fucking legal trouble with the SEC over that shit. Anyway, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to be honest. I'm here for it. I think Elon Musk is garbage. I think Twitter is garbage. So I'm in. I'm in. This is watching two people you don't like fight. This is fun. This is entertaining. I'm in. So fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Twitter. And, but this is going to be fun, and I'm going to see, I'm interested to see what happens with this one, but, yeah, it's a passive stake for now, right? Elon Musk has 12? It's not real. That's not real. That's not real. Yeah, 7. 7? I thought there were only 2. What the fuck? The goddamn XAX, like, I mean, like, what the fuck? This guy, so one of his kids, Nevada. The other one, Xavier. The other one, XAX. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't with this motherfucker, man. What a freak. All right. Okay. Oh, God. What a world. Oh, shit, it's snowing. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, it is snowing out the wim-wim. God damn. Hell yeah. What's up, Bob? All right. We got a show going on, doing a program. I'm sorry. I'm in such a goofy mood today. I'm in a goofy ass mood. I'm just so goofy right now. God damn. Big ass chunks of snow. Holy shit. It's like golf ball sized. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Alright. This ought to be a fun article. This is political gossip. Democratic anxiety. Did the Hill change its fucking... Did the Hill change its format? What the fuck? I don't remember the Hill looking like this. Did they change the Hill? Like, it used to be like the big block at the top, and now it's like the bar. What the fuck? They changed the Hill. That's crazy. Alright, anyway. Democratic anxiety grows over Biden's dismal polls. So let's read. This ought to be fun. Democrats are growing increasingly worried about President Biden's standing in the polls 7 months out from the midterm elections. Biden hasn't seen a boost in his approval ratings amid Russia's war in Ukraine, despite support among Americans for the steps he has taken. While the economy continues to gain jobs, that doesn't mean anything, and the unemployment rate is low, also doesn't mean anything. The unemployment rate is irrelevant. If you have a job and it only pays $7 an hour, does that really help you? I mean, it's better than being homeless, maybe, right? But, like, the idea that, like, all jobs are equal is dumb. The unemployment rating is a fucking dumb metric. There should be another metric, like average or, like, mean or, like, you know, like, whatever, median wage or something. Just whether or not, like, you have a job or don't. Like, that doesn't really tell you much about how the economy is doing. Something Biden touted on Friday, inflation is at a 40-year high and gas prices are through the roof, exacerbated by the Russian invasion. No, they're not exacerbated by the Russian invasion. They're exacerbated by oil and gas companies price gouging. The price of oil is on a downtrend. The price of oil is going down. And yet gas prices are going up. Why is that? Because these corporations think, these dumb fuck Americans are just going to pay whatever we tell them to. Democrats for months have feared that they will lose the House majority this fall, and they are worried about losing the Senate too, with polls showing Biden performing poorly in key states such as Arizona. It's debatable whether or not Democrats even have the Senate, let's be real. It's bad, said one Democratic strategist. You have an energy crisis that's paralyzing and inflation is at a 40-year high and we're heading into a recession. We're heading into a recession? We're heading into a recession? Why are these motherfuckers so goddamn fucking stupid? We're heading into a recession? Bitch motherfucker, have you been outside in the last fucking 2.5 fucking years? We're heading into a recession. The recession is starting, question mark? What the fuck? 1 million Americans are dead. People are losing their jobs in droves. And yeah, maybe they're getting another job that pays half of what their old job had. There's an eviction crisis. There's a healthcare crisis. But we're heading into a recession. Okay. Okay. The problem is simple. The American people have lost confidence in him. Okay, I mean, maybe that part's true. The news from the job market on Friday was that the U.S. economy added 431,000 jobs in March. More signs of a strong economy. That does not have any relation to a strong economy. Again, if we lost millions of jobs in 2020, and now we gained millions of jobs in 2022, but the quality of those jobs, working conditions are worse, pay is worse, it doesn't matter. If, oh, I got a job, so my life is fixed now. My life is perfect because now I have the job. It's not a binary. Either you have a job and your life is perfect, or you don't have a job and you're a fucking lazy scumbag homeless person. That's not the binary. That's not the world we live in. People can be homeless and also be employed. People can, again, have had a decent job, lost that job, and then now they have 2 jobs. Oh, but they have 2 jobs! But those 2 jobs together don't make as much as their old job before the pandemic. But they got 2 jobs! Whoa! They got 2! Some people even have 3 jobs. They got so many jobs that it'll make your head spin. Look at how many jobs they have. The economy is soaring because I've got 10, 15 jobs. Like, this, like, anyone that thinks jobs are a metric is a fucking ivory tower scumbag, out of touch douchebag cocksucker. Fucking jobs. My hypothesis, oh my god, the fucking snow outside, that's crazy. My hypothesis is that unless and until inflation comes down appreciably, there's going to be a ceiling on his job approval that a lot lower than the White House wants it to be, said Bill Gaston, chair of the Brookings Institution's Governance Studies. Oh, hi, Max. Whatever, I don't care. Biden initially appeared to receive a slight bump in support after a State of the Union address, where he forcefully rebuked Russian President Vladimir Putin for the war in Ukraine that had been launched less than a week before. Since then, Biden's numbers have remained deflated as gas prices stayed high. We need to nationalize the gas companies. That's the only option here that I'm seeing. Now, again, what really needs to be understood is that the idea that any person would think Republicans are better than Democrats. Like, yes, Democrats are bad. Yes, I understand wanting to spite them. But if you think Republicans are going to fix the inflation problem, Republicans are going to solve, like, the war in Ukraine, Republicans are going to fucking lower gas prices, you think? You think? I mean, hey, if you want to live in the fantasy world, I'm open to it, but I disagree. High gas prices are one of the biggest anchors of presidential approval, said Gallup senior editor. I don't care. Jones also said the high degree of polarization among the electorate means it's less likely that Biden will see a boost amid the war in Europe. An NBC News poll released on Sunday registered Biden's approval rating at 40%, the lowest of his presidency in the poll. A Marist College poll released Thursday found 39% of Americans approve of Joe Biden's job as president, down from 47% immediately after the State of the Union address. Jim Kessler, executive vice president for policy, centrist Democrat think tank Third Way. Jesus fuck. Yeah, what does Third Way have to say about this? These are golf ball size, like, snow fucking balls coming from the sky. That's crazy. Said he wasn't surprised by Biden's declining numbers. Noting that past presidents also saw similar declines over the same period in the presidency. The president's party also historically performs badly in midterm elections. Now, I want to be very clear. Joe Biden is the third way candidate. Joe Biden is the centrist candidate. So, let's ask the centrists, oh, hey, why do you think the centrist is failing? I don't know. It certainly doesn't have anything to do with what we've been advocating for. I'm not shocked at all by the numbers because they look exactly what normal looks like, Kessler said. The question is, given a lot of good news in the country, the jobs numbers, businesses opening, the masks are off. That's good news? Like, again, like, these motherfuckers are crazy! Yes, the masks are off. More people are dying. Good news, man! You're crazy. Goddamn, the masks are off, bro. No, you know, you had one job that you got $20 an hour, and now you have 3 jobs that pay $7 an hour. Isn't that great? You're working, yeah, you got jobs, right? Like, what the fuck? I can't. The Russians are in full panic. Like, Americans care about Russia. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ask someone on the street. So, yeah, so Russia's in full panic. That's good, right? Like, yeah, you could maybe say, right, on a geopolitical chessboard, do average Americans give a fuck about that? Is that actually making any effect on the polling numbers? I don't think so. My God, okay. Where are we? America is astride at the top of the world. Can we do better? Can we do better than normal? And I think it's disappointing right now is we're not. According to Gallup, 1 in 5 Americans cited the high cost of living or fuel prices as the most important problem facing the nation. In comparison, 9% named the situation in Russia and Ukraine, and 3% said the coronavirus. You want to know why we have a nation that elects people like Joe Biden? You want to know why we have a nation that elects people like Donald Trump? I'll tell you. Americans are fucking stupid. Americans are the dumbest of the dumb. Americans are a special kind of dumb. You know, like dog breeders? How, like, you know, they try to breed for specific traits? That's what America does with its population. They breed the dumbest of the dumb fucks, get them to have as many kids as possible to infest the fucking population with more stupid motherfuckers. And 3% of the country thinks coronavirus is a problem? People are more concerned with gas prices than thousands of dead Americans every day? And I still have to take my shoes off at the airport? That's the fucking ice cream on this, like the cherry on top of the ice cream on this one. 3,000 stupid motherfuckers died on September 11th, 2001. And now I gotta take my fucking shoes off when I go to the airport. Yet, 1 million motherfuckers died over the course of the last 3 years, and only 3% of the country thinks that that's like an important thing. Y'all, I mean, Americans.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Dumber than dumb. The White House has very limited options when it comes to bringing down inflation and largely needs to wait out the storm. That's not true. Like, Joe Biden can say that he's going to fucking, like, stop subsidizing oil and gas and put all the subsidies into green energy. Say, okay, if you're going to keep price gouging, we're just going to destroy all of your business models. Because oil and gas companies wouldn't be able to be profitable if it weren't for government subsidies. And again, he doesn't really have power to do that because that would take place in the legislature, I think. But he could threaten it, at the very least. Something officials hope will pass throughout this year as the pandemic and related supply chain woes that have fueled higher prices ease. The pandemic's easing. A fourth wave is incoming. Cases are on the rise. But the masks are off, bro. The masks are off. The masks are off. Mommy said, see your smiles, man. Fuck. In the meantime, Biden is doing what he can. On Thursday, he announced the release of 1 million barrels of oil from the United States Strategic Reserve per day for the next 6 months to address rising gas prices, the largest ever such release. What the president is doing is using every tool available to him to bring down prices for the American people at the pump. No, he's not. Why isn't he advocating for another stimulus package? Anyone? No? Where is the stimulus? We got $1,400 checks last year when the pandemic was at a significantly better state than it is now. We got $1,400. Now, gas prices are on the rise. Food prices are 21% higher. Right? There's 1 million deaths, thousands per day. Cases are racking up. And no stimulus? No even talks of a stimulus check? I mean, some Democrats were thinking maybe we'll do a gas stimulus, but we're only going to give it to people that have cars or something. Like, what the fuck? But he's doing everything he can. They just want you to believe that the president is ultimately powerless. When a Republican's in charge, the president has every power under the sun. Fucking, what is it? Unilateral executive theory or some shit. Like the president can do whatever the fuck they want. They can kill anyone they want. They can do whatever they want. When a Democrat's in office, they're doing everything we can. We're talking about maybe, there's going to be some new jobs maybe. And then I got an oil barrel here and maybe I'm going to, put it in the... When Republicans are not, does anyone, what is going on in this country? And I'm scared. I'm scared of this shit. This is horrifying. If the Republicans take control, I might not be allowed to go to the doctor in this country. I might have to become like a political refugee and fucking escape and get asylum in Canada or something. Bodan's posting stupid cringe in chat again. Goddamn rip your IQ. As he championed the March jobs report on Friday morning as evidence that the economy is on the move. On the move? Biden made clear that addressing inflation was a focus of administration. The job is not finished, Biden said. We need to do more to get prices under control. Administration officials have tried to put the blame on Russian President Vladimir Putin. Putin's price hike, Biden said on Friday. But even more than the Biden administration acknowledged the message is not resonating as much as they like. For whatever reason, the messaging hasn't gotten through. Probably because no one listens to you and you don't spend any money or effort on messaging. Why doesn't Biden come on my podcast and start messaging to Americans on the Above It All live show experience? I don't know, man. They don't talk to anyone. They don't do any messaging campaigns. Do any use the presidential alerts or something. So hey, click this link and get fucking, whatever. Kessler argued that the White House needs to narrow its messaging when speaking to the public around progress Biden has made in his first 12 months. It's we beat COVID, we're beating Russia, and we're going to beat inflation, he said. But what? That's Biden's message? That's Biden's message. We beat COVID, wrong. We're beating Russia, wrong. And we're going to beat inflation, wrong. It's like Family Feud. You got 3 X's, you're gone. You're gone. Bad answer. You're gone. We did not beat COVID. Cases are on the rise. We hit 1 million deaths. That was covered up. We're beating Russia? Where's the evidence of that? First of all, we're not even in war with Russia. How are we beating Russia? At what? What are we beating Russia at? What's the context? What are we fighting over? Ukraine's beating Russia, maybe, and that's debatable. So what the fuck? Who's we in this instance? And we're going to beat inflation. Okay. Sure. You're going to beat inflation. The Democratic strategist speaking on background was more critical, saying the Biden White House has shown an unwillingness to change course. It's not like Bill Clinton in 1994 who does a 180, the strategist said. What? Other Democrats said they don't fault Biden. President Biden has a near impossible job. Most presidents do. What? Trump's problems were largely self-inflicted. Biden's aren't. He inherited a mess of an economy and a public health crisis and emboldened Putin. So Joe Biden lying about COVID, that's actually Trump's fault. Is it Trump's fault that we got into the mess in the first place? Yes, absolutely. Is it Trump's fault that Joe Biden declared that COVID was over at the State of the Union? How is that Trump's fault? What? That's Trump's fault? That Biden lied about COVID at the State of the Union? How the fuck? What? It's Trump's fault that Biden is taking off all restrictions? How is that Trump's fault? Is this a joke? Is this, like, where's Ashton Kutcher? Like, that's what, like, what the fuck's going on here? This is a fucking, like, I'm getting pranked. I get it. He doesn't want to upset his ever-sensitive potential Republican allies in a 50-50 Senate. But when you're creating a narrative about why things are the way they are, your audience needs to understand how we got here. What? Potential allies? What are these people talking about? Potential Republican allies. What? Where are these allies? I would love to see them. Where's the fucking allies? Oh, I'm sorry. The potential allies. It's not enough to address the problems. He's not even addressing the problems. He's pretending that we solved problems that are still really bad. He's just ignoring the problems and hoping Americans are dumb enough to believe them. And guess what? 3% of Americans are thinking coronavirus is a big deal. Americans typically are dumb enough to believe them on certain things. He needs to repeatedly hammer home that he's the one getting us out of the ditch, not the one who drove us into it. Yes, Trump was a bad fucking president. One of the worst presidents we've ever fucking had. But this idea that, like, we can just still blame Trump for everything is just Looney Tunes. Biden is expected to deliver remarks on Monday about the administration's trucking action plan, which is part of an effort to unclog supply chain backlogs that have contributed to inflation. The White House has also signaled it will adopt a centrist message ahead of the midterms. A centrist message. Because centrism is working. Biden's approval rating was at its highest level when they gave Americans money. When they just said, here's 1,400 biggins. That's when Joe Biden had the highest approval rating. When he went to the furthest left of his presidency, when he was giving away money, when he was being the socialist or whatever the fuck they want to say. That was when his approval rating was the highest. Now, ever since then, he's been doing the centrist approach, the right-wing approach, the moderate approach, and his approval rating is crashing. And Democrats are like, yep, this is what we're going to stick with.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Can I even get through the rest of this article? Political observers. What is a political observer? What does that word mean? What the fuck? Political observers say Biden's popularity will be dampened for the time by all of the turmoil, and it could slip lower if his son Hunter Biden is indicated. What the fuck? political observers. Many people are saying Hunter Biden is going to dictate the approval rating of the President of the United States. Many people are saying it's not, but they're political observers. They're just observing the political of the world. Hunter, where's Bermesia? Like, what? In terms of Biden, I think these can only be called rough political times. At least going into the midterm, these poor perceptions of his leadership and inflationary pressures will weigh him and Democrats down. Though he gets credit from many on how he is handling Russia, the instability in the world simply adds to troubled perceptions of the State of the Union. What does that even mean? Many in the party are hoping that Biden will see his numbers rise again as inflation eases. But are they going to do anything about inflation, though? Or are they just going to, like, ride it out and pretend like it's a natural disaster? Like it's COVID. We'll just pretend inflation is COVID. We'll try really hard to do nothing at all and just hope it goes away. And then it won't go away. and then, I don't know. Question mark. Everyone needs to come to terms with the reality that we're going to get slaughtered in November, the strategist said. That's a fact. His polling has gotten worse, not better. It's indicative of the fact that people have lost confidence in his leadership. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. What the fuck? So they're just giving up. Yo, so I don't know, man. This article obviously is written and promoted by right-wingers, far right-wing fascists. Anyone that would say pretty much anything that was written in this article is a Nazi or a fascist or just a stupid motherfucker. 3% of Americans think COVID is a big deal. Like, how...
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only...
I'm all right. This isn't news. It's The Hill. It's not news, yes, in the sense that, like, this is like what people in the Democratic Party machine, like, they are literally working with Nazis and fascists to attack their own president over made-up garbage. I think it's interesting. You know, obviously I don't look at this kind of stuff all the time. But... you know. Mila, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what the fuck Nancy is saying. Respectful disagreement is always possible as long as the parties disagreeing can remain respectful. Okay? I wasn't quoting you and using the word awful. I was referring to the presumption one might form. This is crazy. I'm talking about like Twitter drama on the show now, but like Mila told me about it. So this person accused me of, I don't know what's going on here, but this person accused me of being in sheer rage. This person like said the word sheer rage or something. Okay. Respectful disagreement is always possible. So far, so good. As long as the parties disagreeing can remain respectful. I would like to say I'm remaining respectful to my... Maybe I'm wrong, but okay. I wasn't quoting you and using the word awful. I was referring to the presumption one might form about the kind of person Ben is, basing expectations only on your video. What the fuck does this mean, Milo? Milo, I don't... What the hell's going on here? Milo, what did you get me involved in? What did you get me involved in on Twitter, and why? Why did you do this to me, Milo? How dare you? Sorry, no, it's all good. Don't be sorry. I'm just being silly. But I legitimately, I can't translate that to English. Like, I can't make that make sense. I cannot convert that collection of symbols and scribbles into a language that is comprehensible by my brain. Like my brain is not capable of processing whatever that is. I don't know. So, like, she accuses me of being in sheer rage because someone might have, like, a takeaway, possibly, if they only watch my video and no other context about something. What the fuck? Wow. Okay. I mean, I hope for the best for Nancy, but it's needless to say, I think we can agree to disagree on this one. I have to say, I spend very little time on Twitter compared to the hours I would spend daily before. I have to say, I don't miss it. Yeah, Twitter fucking sucks, man. They might get the understanding that Ben is capable of having a really bad take. I just, like, this idea, like, this is like an idea that's permeated our culture, it seems, is that, like, you cannot disagree with anybody unless you're secretly saying that they're, like, a villain and they're evil and they must be, like, destroyed and vanquished. Like, you can't, like, you're not allowed to just say, hey, I think you made a really bad take on this. You should probably look into it. You're just not allowed to say that. Unless you're also saying, by the way, you should be canceled. I'm going to throw you into the fiery pits of hell. And, like, it's like, what the fuck? No, it's all good, Bodan. It's all good. You know how it is. I just tease you when you post something that I deem as cringe. But, you know, it's all good. Respectful disagreement. Bodan and I can disagree on things, and we can still be buddies, right? Unlike people on fucking Twitter.com. Like, no one has to agree with everyone on fucking everything, man. like, my God. I'm still blown away that Ben, an alleged adult, is still upset about... Like, Ben Burgess, right, his statement of... Right, like, his statement... Like, I wouldn't even say those things about my worst enemies. And, like, what he's referring to is me calling him dumb as a shitfuck, which doesn't even mean anything. That doesn't mean... What is a shitfuck? It doesn't mean anything. There is no such thing as a shitfuck. There is no shitfuck. It's made up. I made it up. I made it up. That doesn't exist. Like, in his mind, in Ben Burgess's mind, the term cringe tour is more offensive than anything he could even potentially conjure about his worst enemies. Cringe tour. That is, like, the deeply... Like, what? I'm sorry, but, like, what? I mean, I can't with these...
Dumb as a shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
Like, I wouldn't even say that about my worst enemies. Bodan, by the way, as far as the time for my Doom stream, like, what time? Like, the time slots you gave me before? Is that still... Because I want to make sure you can be there. Like, I can't, man. I can't. Like, the hypocrisy. Oh, you gotta listen to Dave Chappelle's whole special. 30 minutes of a story. He's telling a story. It's a story. It's a narrative. It's like, it's an emotional story of how he came to understand the trannies. Me? Oh, I heard the word cringe tour, so canceled. I mean, like, I'm about the blue screen, dude. I'm about the fucking blue screen. I'm about to get the red ring of death on this fucking show. I can't handle this. Like, this is utterly fascinating and bizarre. Like, I feel like I've been, like, dropped down on an alien fucking world. $1 p.m. your time or my time? My time? I mean, would you, like, want me to do it at night, my time, and your time in the morning? Like, 1 p.m.? That gives me, like, an hour in between the show and the Doom. It can't be before 1 p.m., honestly. It's gonna have to be at some other time. But fuck! Man, I am fascinated by the Ben Burgess thing. Like, it is, I really do feel like I've genuinely, like, crash landed on an alien world. There's no other explanation other than Ben Burgess is an alien extraterrestrial being who has been designed and sent here to this planet to make me cringe. Like, there's no other explanation. Thank you, Paladin. I agree they look nice. I agree. Thank you for complimenting me, Paladin. And anyone else who complimented me. I haven't done them in a long time. So I appreciate the compliments. Okay. So, I am plus 7 hours. I go to bed at 12 a.m. So, anytime 5 p.m. your time is good to go. 5 p.m. or after? Or before? Before or after 5 p.m.? Because I could do like 1 to 5. Or I could also do like 8 to 10 my time, you know, like in your morning. I don't know. But yes, I appreciate the compliments. I don't receive compliments often. And so I appreciate that. Anytime before 5. Okay. Well, I can do 1. I was planning on doing 1. So, that works. But back to the Ben Burgess thing. This motherfucker is an alien. I'm saying it. In fact, I might make a follow-up video. Breaking. Ben Burgess confirmed to have extraterrestrial origins. Because, like, there's no other way that anything that he says makes sense. Other than he is an alien. Or a time traveler. Or an alien time traveler. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. The open rule in this show is you are allowed to simp at any time. You can compliment any part of my body at any time, or personality for that matter. And you can do so with an extreme or not an extreme frequency. That's fine. This is an openly pro-simp program. I know a lot of people are not in favor of that. I am. I love to be complimented. It helps my self-esteem. And so, there you go. I don't get compliments often. So, I gotta go to the stream and I gotta beg for compliments on the show. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get them. Ben Burgess evolved from aliens. No, motherfucker. This motherfucker is an alien. Like, I want to sequence Ben Burgess's fucking DNA. That's what I want to see. I want to know what's going on in this guy's fucking DNA, because there is no way this guy is... And if Ben Burgess saw me say this, he'd be like, oh, I wouldn't say this about my worst enemies! I hate people But at least I say that they're human beings. Like, Ben Burgess, man, this guy. I usually get timed out on the Majority Report for simping. Who do you simp for in the Majority Report? Other than, of course, Samuel Lincoln Cedar. I would simp for Sam Cedar. God damn. Lizard people. Shock! Ben Burgess alien DNA revealed. Like, I mean, like, for real though, I might do that just because it's fun. Like, it's just fun. Like, I would love to see Ben Burgess be asked on another program. How do you feel about the claims from Andrea that you might have alien DNA? And then he was like going to take it completely seriously and say, well, I wouldn't even say that about my worst enemies. She is unhinged. The motherfucker's got alien DNA. It's proof. This is proof. No, McKee. Emma's asked not to be simped for. Wow. I understand why people wouldn't want to be simped for. I get it. I respectfully disagree. You can simp for me as much as you want, as frequently as you want, with as much intensity as you would want to do so. You could do so on any of my social media platforms. Feel free. You can do so in other people's platforms. Go into other people's chat rooms. Have you watched Andrea Rovenski's Above It All experience? Goddamn, that bitch is sexy AF. Go for it. Feel free. Ben is a xenomorph. This motherfucker's a xenomorph. I've got the proof. I've got the secret tapes. I can't, though. I fucking can't. Like, I think it really, like, it is fascinating.
Dumb as a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
Also, this motherfucker says etc. ECT. It's etc. Let me play this clip again. This is Logic Professor Ben Burgess. Doesn't know how to pronounce etc.
Dumb as a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
Etc. It's not etc. It's etc. Etc. Not ek. There is no ek. Confirmed. Ben Burgess has alien DNA and doesn't know how to pronounce etc. Confirmed. Ben Burgess not from Earth. Extraterrestrial origins confirmed. I gotta make like an hour-long documentary where I zoom in on his like facial hair or something and say, see, this is something only an alien would know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. You can't say it's not funny. I got a Max dog right on my feet. I'm petting this goddamn Max dog. Max, you want to come on the show? You want to come on the show, Max? All right. Y'all, I uploaded like a petting Max the dog short. Come on, Maxie. And it got like 2,000 views. Max, you got 2,000 views. Come on, Max. I haven't gotten 2,000 views in a fuck long time. Max gets 2,000. Come on, Maxie. Where's your papa? Uppy. Uppy, uppy. 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 Oh, yes. Look at this dog. Gonna go to the vet. Max the dog. Bodan, how do you feel about this one?
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen and I said, this is genius.
That was me when I went to the art museum on shrooms. I was like, I went in yesterday and there was a fucking painting and I said, this is genius. Like, I can't with that clip. It's so good. Yep, I'm back over 10K. I'm like fucking Bitcoin. My sub count is like fucking a cryptocurrency. It's just volatile AF. Do I cook with cast iron? I cook with cast iron, stainless steel, carbon steel, etc. Or as Ben Burgess would say, etc. Imagine saying etc. Like, what a fuck. No. The black robe and the I will never know what the fuck Donald Trump was saying when he said the black robe and the black shield. Like, the robe, like, I don't know, is this like a Supreme Court justice thing? I don't know. But the shield? The black shield? What the fuck is the black shield? That's like a fucking superhero name. Like, I'm gonna fucking draw a comic called The Black Shield. Like, what the fuck is The Black Shield? Hey, Dale. 6 weeks without cigarettes. Hell yeah. Yo, I am pro compliment in general. Like, you compliment me makes my day better. If I compliment you, I think it makes your day better. It's just, you know, that's like the highest form of mutual aid. It's just, you know, cool shirt, bro. You know, it's good. The black shield is what Chappelle tried to use to deflect his transphobia. There you go. I fucking can't with this goddamn planet that we find ourselves on. The rope is a shield. There's rope now? The rope? What the fuck? Now Bodan is introducing rope into the equation. Now we've got rope. We've got robes, rope. A goddamn rope. We're gonna be pulling the shield with a rope. How far have I gotten in the Outer Worlds? I haven't played it in a week. I'm at I was in this guy's apartment. And then, like, some guys came out of the apartment building. Ah, someone got murdered! And that's the quest I'm on. I'm trying to find out how and why they got murdered. Alright, y'all. I'm going to head out. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate that. It's cool. That people watch my show. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Is it still snowing? It's not snowing anymore. It's a shame. Alright. Bye-bye! Great replacement theory on Fox News. What else is new?
Dub is a shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa, not like, whoa, whoa.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Unbelievable.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen, and I said, "This is genius."
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
That was an opinion of somebody.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.